Begin lying on your back in your most comfortable position. Place one hand on your lower belly and one hand on your lower ribs. Take 3 breaths looking for the top of the inhale and the bottom of the exhale. During breath-based movement, we move through the whole inhale and we move through the whole exhale. We're coordinating our breath and movement to begin at the beginning of the inhale and ending at the end of the inhale, and to begin at the end of the exhale and to end at the end of the exhale. And after you've taken your 3 breaths, let your hands rest down on the mat and just notice any sensations that you might feel. Let all of that effort go. Inhale to prepare, and on your next exhale, pull one of your knees towards your chest. And on the inhale, put it back on the mat. On the next exhale, pull one of your knees towards your chest. And on the inhale, put it back on the mat. Keep going. You're going to exhale the knee to the chest and inhale to put the foot back down. So you're moving through the whole exhale and the whole inhale. Avoid getting frustrated. The breath will become easier and easier. So we're practicing coordinating, exhaling the knee to the chest and inhaling it back to the mat. Any pain, stop immediately. So exhale, knee to the chest, inhale, foot back to the mat. After you've done at least 3 on each side, rest. Become aware of any sensations in your body and let all of the effort go. On your next exhale, pull one knee into the chest, hold it up there, and then bring the other knee up towards your chest. You're going to place your hands on your kneecaps, fingertips pointing down your shin. Let your elbows go all the way straight. Let your feet hang down, all the effort out of your feet and ankles. This is a neutral spine, axial extension, your spine at its longest. Inhale here, and on your next exhale, pull the knees towards the chest. So you're not going to use your arms to pull, you're going to use your stomach. So inhale, your legs move away from your chest, your arms probably straighten out. And on the exhale, cinch your waist in, stabilizing the low back, and pull your knees to your chest. And then one more time, inhale, let your legs move away from your body. And on the exhale, pull them into your chest. And on the inhale, you're going to put one back down on the mat and then the other one. Let go of all of the effort. Become aware of any sensation in your body. Place your feet together until they're touching, knees together until they're touching. Your arms are in a low V. On your next inhale, let your knees open as far as they can comfortably, and on the exhale, close them back together. You might feel a stretch on the inside of your thighs, but there should not be a great amount of discomfort. Inhale, opening the knees as far apart as they can comfortably, not especially changing your feet. If they change a little bit just because you've naturally opened your knees apart, it's okay. So 3 times, we're going to inhale the knees apart. Notice what happens in your low back when your knees are open, and notice what happens in your low back when your knees are closed. Take your feet hip distance apart again, and just notice how you feel and let all of the effort go for a moment. On your next inhale, You're going to reach your arms up to the ceiling or over your head, depending on what your shoulders will allow. So inhale, both arms up over your head as far as you can with no pain. And on the exhale, your arms come all the way down to the mat. Because this is such a long movement, you really have to focus on coordinating the breath to inhale all the way up and then exhaling all the way down. So we'll do this 3 times. Your inhale, your arms are up at the very top on the inhale, and they touch the mat at the very end of the exhale. This is the beginning of us becoming able to coordinate movement with breath. Let go of all effort. Pause for a moment and notice any sensations in your body. Feet and knees hip distance apart. Palms are on the mat. Press down in your feet and hands and inhale. Lift your hips, waist, and ribs off of the mat. And on the exhale, roll your ribs, waist, and hips back down to the mat. Any pain, please stop immediately. We're going to practice this 3 times. Pressing down in the feet and hands. Higher is not better. Lift the waist and the ribs. And on the exhale, ribs down, then waist down, then hips down. Press down in the hands and feet. Inhale, lift the hips, the waist, and the ribs. And on the exhale, ribs down, waist down, hips down. Rest for just a moment. Let go of all the effort and notice how you feel. We'll compensate for that position by pulling the knees into the chest, hands on the kneecap. So on your next exhale, pull one knee into the chest and then the other, hands on your kneecap. Straighten your elbows for an inhale. And on the exhale, coordinate the breath that you cinch the waist in and pull the knees in. And on the inhale, let the elbows move away. Knees move away, straighten the elbows. No tension in your neck, no tension in the jaw. This is all happening lower ribs, waist, and hips. 3 times coordinating that you exhale knees to chest and inhale to neutral spine. When you've done the third one, on the inhale, place one foot on the mat, then the other, hands on the mat. Let go of all effort and notice any sensations in your body. On your next exhale, you're going to pull one knee and then the other to your chest, but this time you're going to place your hands on the back of your thighs, under your kneecap, under your knees, under the crook of your knees. So on the exhale, pull one knee up and then the other, and hands on the back of the legs. And on your next inhale, stretch the right heel up towards the ceiling, and on the exhale, the heel comes back down, so the knees stay up against your chest or towards your chest. And the inhale, the heel goes up, and then the exhale, the heel goes down. Every time the heel goes up, you're going to try to press the heel towards the ceiling and toe back towards your nose. You're going to do 3 times on each leg. You can do 3 times on the same leg and then 3 times on the other leg, or you can go back and forth. The most important thing is that you're coordinating the movement with the breath, that your heel doesn't touch the top until your inhale's all the way at the top of the inhale, and your heel doesn't come down towards the mat until you're all the way at the exhale. So the important part of breath-based motion is this coordination. When you've done 3 times on each leg, if you feel like you can, you're going to try to do 3 times with both legs. So you'll inhale all the way up, coordinate with the breath, and bend the knees all the way back down. If only one time feels comfortable for you, that's okay. But if you can do 3 and you work towards 3 every time you attempt the video, it'll get there. When you've done the last one, inhale to put your feet back on the mat and come to a comfortable position. Let go of all the effort and just notice how you feel. On your next exhale, bring one knee into your chest and then the other. Place your hand on your kneecap. On the inhale, straighten the arms and let the spine go to neutral. On the exhale, cinch in the waist, stabilizing the low back, and pull the knees to the chest. Do that 1, 2, or 3 times to prepare us for our next breath-based motion. And then on the inhale, place your feet back on the mat, your hands back on the mat. We're going to go straight into the next motion. So walk your feet with your knees bent toward the right. And once the feet have gone towards the right and you don't have any pain or pinching, stabilize your hips on the mat to be sure that you haven't rolled to the right. So your feet are to the right. Your body's still in neutral. On the next inhale, reach the left arm up over your head as far as you can comfortably and see how that feels. Coordinate with the breath and then exhale it back down to the table. You're going to do that 3 times. Notice what you feel. The arm goes up on the inhale and it goes all the way to the top when your breath is full. And then on the exhale, it goes all the way back down to the mat. It doesn't touch till your breath is at the end. The exhale's at the end. And you'll do that 3 times. On the 3rd time, you're going to stay up there. And on the inhale, you're going to reach your arm as high over your head as you can. And on the exhale, you'll keep it there, but stabilize the low back by pulling and cinching the waist in. And on the inhale, stretch the left arm as much as you can out of that shoulder, feeling what's happening on the left side of your body. Keep your arm up there, and on the exhale, relax, and you'll do that 3 times. On the last exhale, take the arm back down to your side, walk your feet to the center, pull both knees into your chest. Please do it 1 at a time, and just give yourself a snug hug. So that'll compensate for that lateral spinal flexion or that side bend in your spine. And then on the inhale, please 1 at a time, place your feet back on the mat. We're going to go on. Walk your feet to the left, keep your knees bent, walk your feet to the left, and once they've gone as far left as you feel comfortable, stabilize your hips into the mat. Be sure that you haven't rolled to the left, and you're going to raise your right arm on the inhale, coordinate with the breath, and then you're going to exhale the right arm back down to the mat. Noticing what's happening in the shoulder on the side of the right side of your body. Also notice what's happening on the other side of the body. So on the 3rd one, as you're inhaling your right arm up and exhaling your right arm down, on the 3rd one, you're going to stay up. And on the inhale, you're going to stretch that right arm up as high as you can. Keep it there, and then on the exhale, stabilize through the low back by pulling and cinching your waist in. And on the inhale, you reach, notice what's happening. And on the exhale, you stay there. On the 3rd time, you inhale, reach up, and on the exhale, your hand goes back down by your side. And then you walk your feet back to the center. And when your feet are in the center, on an exhale, pull them up to your chest and give yourself a snug hug. on the inhale, place your feet back on the mat. Let go of all the effort and relax for just a moment. For this next position, you're going to need a pillow. So Corey has his pillow under his head. Roll to one side, stack your ankles and your knees. You're going to reach both arms out in front of you. Your middle fingers touch. Keeping your knees stacked and your ankles stacked, going to create some rotation in the spine. On the inhale, take the top arm straight up towards the ceiling and look up at the top hand. And on the exhale, all the way back, your hands together. Inhale, top arm to the ceiling. Now we're going to let the spine rotate. Turn your back toward your hand. Keep your knees together, keep your ankles together, looking back at the hand. And on the exhale, come back to palms together, middle fingers touch. Again, inhale, rotating the spine, keeping your eye on the hand, and on the exhale, all the way back. On the third time, we're going to stay there, looking back at the hand, keeping the knees together, keeping the ankles together. Take 3 breaths in this rotation. I'm going to remind you, if anything's uncomfortable, just stop immediately. After you've taken 3 breaths, you're going to take your hands back together and rest on your back. So roll over on your back and rest for just a moment. Keep your mind on your breath in this rest. Let go of any other effort and notice any sensations in your body. We're going to do the other side, so you're going to roll to your other side, your knees and feet stacked, your arms reached out in front of you, palms together, middle fingers touch. The first one, we're just going to take the hands straight up to the ceiling. So take the top arm straight up to the ceiling and look up at the ceiling. And on the exhale, hands back together. So 3 times, you're going to inhale, follow the hand towards the back, so you're rotating your spine, and on the exhale, palms together, middle fingers touch. Keep the knees stacked, the ankles stacked, and you might notice that you can rotate a little bit more every time. Then inhale to twist, rotate, and on the exhale, back to center. On the third time, you're going to twist and stay there for 3 breaths. Notice how it feels. Keep your eye on your hand as the breath comes into your body, and you can stabilize here, exhaling, pulling the waist in. When you've taken 3 breaths, palms go back together. Roll onto your back for a rest. Notice any sensations in your body. And before we move on, Corey's going to take the pillow out from under his head. I would suggest that you take the pillow out from under your head. We're going to compensate for that rotation, for that twist, by on the next exhale, pull one knee into your chest and then the other. Hands on the kneecap. On the inhale, you let the knees move away from your chest, so your spine goes to a neutral position. And on the exhale, cinch the waist in, stabilize the low back, pull the knees in. Notice if this position is feeling different than it did from the beginning. 3 times, because rotation or twist is a very strong movement to make. And on the next inhale, or after you've done 3, on the inhale, place your feet back on the mat, hands on the mat. And from here, we're going to go to your most comfortable position, resting. And since you have the pillow already, you can try placing the pillow under your knees and letting your legs go down long. If that's not comfortable, stay with your knees bent. And take about a 3-minute rest here, noticing what's happening in your body, allowing your breath to naturally flow in and out. No effort here.